long enough of doubt and unbelief. It is time to dwell at the cross one more time and understand when he said it is finished, everything we have need of was done right then and there. It is finished. It is complete. Hell was defeated. The chains of sin had been shackled. You know where sickness comes from? The chains of sin, don't it? Well, if he broke that chain of sin, don't you think the curse of sin has been lifted? Don't you think he'll heal you too physically? The things the devil will throw you away, he's took it and he's nailed it. And he said, it's finished. I have completed the work. The promises of me are here for you for the taking. All you got to do is believe me. And I'm a strong believer in this. I believe God is more willing to answer our prayers than sometimes we are willing to call out to him. I believe he's more willing to answer us than we are to seek him. Because why? We're so settled. People will say, well, the doctors told me this. Well, I know they told you that, but what did Jesus tell you? The world says it's over. But what did Jesus tell you? My family and critics and fans tell me I just need to give up. What did Jesus tell you? Oh, they tell me I ain't going to make it. What did Jesus tell you? Don't pay attention to human people. Hear what the Master says. When does the human man have the ability to tell you when it's over? It ain't over till God says it's over. Anybody know what I'm talking about? It may look like it's over, but it ain't officially over till God says it is over. Then when he says it's over, it is over. But it don't come through a human man. I believe I heard the testimony of somebody down in North Carolina, that little young boy. Had stage 4 cancer and thought it was over, and God healed him, wasn't it? Yeah. Down in North Carolina, a young preacher coming up just telling me about that. He said the doctor said it was over. They brought her to a prayer line, this person to a prayer line. Got a hold of the Jehovah God. And the cancer be gone. No more stage 4. No more traces of cancer. That is the power of Jehovah God this morning. That's what I'm talking about. Everything is nailed to the cross. It is finished. It ain't over till God says it's over. We ain't done here until God says it's over. The devil may have a handwriting against you, but guess what? God's already wiped that handwriting out and said, wait just a minute. You may be a persecutor, but I'm the defense attorney that says I paid the price, and they can it ain't over yet. Some of you thinking it's over, and it's not over. It's not over. You ain't going nowhere till God's through with you. And when he's through with you, it's just begun. Heaven's totally different than this old world. People say, oh, they're settled on that mountain of believing what man's got to say. I don't want to hear what man's got to say. I want to hear what God's got to say. Because man don't have my final outcome. He has my final outcome. I ain't going to stand before man on the day of judgment. I'm going to stand before the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords that day. I don't worry about what other people think about me. I could care less. As long as I serve God, guess what? There are going to be critics along the way. But the critics can get over it because I'm going on with Jesus. Hallelujah. Let's get to it. They'll call our hands. I've always said the critics need to look at themselves before they look at everybody else. Because it ain't over till God says it's over. People think, oh, the doctors give me a bad report. Don't look at that. Look what he says. I'm the Lord that healeth thee. There's cancer's going to be gone. There's aneurysm's going to be gone. There's going to be healings that take place in this sanctuary. Anybody agree with me on that this morning? We've already got a touch of it. I believe in 2016, we're going to see a greater move of God than we've ever seen in this sanctuary. There's going to be people, you come in this sanctuary, it's going to blow your mind to ever come in this sanctuary. I believe 2016, as we go into it, we're going to see the greatest move of God in Houstontown this church has ever seen. Anybody with me on that? How can you speak those things? Because the Apostle Paul said, speak those things as they are. And I believe that is the will of God. But everyone standing in here this morning, get ready to come to the piano, please. I want to give you an invitation to come to this time. Moses told them, turn ye and take your journey. In other words, let's get out. Get on a new step of faith. Believe in God for great and mighty things. Lord is saying to you this morning what he said to Israel. Behold, I set the land before you. Go and possess it. God has set something before you this morning. You need salvation this morning. I want to invite you to this altar. You need the touch of Christ this morning in your life. I want to invite you up here this morning. Don't hold back. You need a move of God. You need him in your life this morning. Don't hold back. You need God to do something in your life. Maybe you need forgiveness. He's calling your name one more time. He's calling you this morning. Maybe you need to receive the promise from above. Maybe you need to receive what God is wanting to do in your life. Don't hold back. Don't sit back. Let God move in your life. Let God work in your life this morning. Let God have his way in your life. Don't step out. Step out in faith this morning. That's what God's saying. Step out. Step out. Don't hold back. Just believe him this morning. Just believe him this morning. Just believe him this morning. By faith. By faith.
There's room at the cross for you. Yes, there's room at the cross for you. Though millions have come, there's still room for one. Yes, there's room at the cross for you. There's room at the cross for you. Yes, there's room at the cross for you. Though